Sing them over again to me, wonderful words of life. Let me more of their beauty see, wonderful words of life. Words of life and beauty, teach me faith and duty, beautiful words.
You shall trample the wicked, for they shall be ashes under the soles of your feet on the day that I do this, says the Lord of hosts. What event is being described in these verses? The second coming of Christ and the final destruction of the wicked, isn't it? So let me ask you, is God going to send Elijah before this great and terrible day of the Lord? You continue reading verses 4 and 5. It says, God says, behold, I will send you Elijah before the great and terrible day of the Lord. This, verses 1 to 3, describe the great and terrible day of the Lord. It's the final destruction of the wicked. And God says, I am going to send you Elijah before that. So aren't we to expect another fulfillment to the Elijah story? Absolutely. Now, I hope that you've understood what we've studied so far. Has it been clear? Is it vital to understand the Elijah story to be able to understand Revelation 12? Is it vital to understand the story of the Exodus from Egypt to understand Revelation 12? Is it vital to understand Genesis 3 verse 15 to understand Revelation 12? Yes. See, we have to have the Old Testament background or else we will not be able to understand the book of Revelation. And the problem is so many people, you know, they say, oh, I'm not even touching Revelation because that's a book that no one can understand. Well, the reason that they can't understand it is because they say, well, you know, we're New Testament Christians. And so they chop off the Old Testament. And so the key that opens up the book of Revelation, they lost the key, which is understanding the foundation, understanding the root prophecies in the Old Testament that are fulfilled literally with literal Israel in a literal place. And those things are going to be fulfilled when you have the key that opens prophecy. They will be fulfilled in the future, not literally with literal Israel in the literal land of Israel. It will be fulfilled with spiritual Israel on a global scale. You see, when you relate the two testaments correctly, Bible prophecy speaks volumes and helps us understand what is going to happen at the very end.
Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful words of life. Beautiful words, wonderful words, wonderful